Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you Modern Warfare 2, the 2022 version. This game is developed by Infinity Ward, published by Activision, and releases on October 28th, 2022, for a price starting, I believe, at $69.99 and going up depending on the bundles that you decide to pick. I did pre-order the game, so I got to play the campaign before the release, hence why this video is coming out. This video is only going to be reviewing the campaign/single player, so if you want to know more about multiplayer, maybe we'll upload a video giving a full review on that, as well as what happens with Warzone with the new updates in the coming month. Outside of that, let's dive in and talk about the campaign. So this campaign, we missed out last year having a campaign, but this one features, I think it's 15, maybe a little more than 15 missions. Looks like actually like 17 missions. So features 17 missions with honestly some of the best cinematic experiences that I've seen in any Call of Duty game, and yet any real game that's hit the consoles lately from any standpoint that throws a ton of great nostalgic moments from the original Modern Warfare series, that feels like it's been over 10 years ago. You get people like Soap, Captain Price, Shepard, all kinds of great nostalgic characters coming back into the game that really thrives and develops and delivers just a really fun experience. As far as gameplay and how everything kind of works, I'm going to kind of just dive into a random mission here so you can see a little bit the controls and everything. It feels like natural Call of Duty, but it feels very fluid and done really well. Response times when you pull the trigger are on point. The different interactive things that go on in the game just feel natural, and the environments and worlds that have been built really help to deliver like an immersive experience. Now, the biggest downside for me is what seems on paper a good story honestly kind of feels a little predictable in some ways versus, a story that I think I've definitely enjoyed in other terms a little bit better. Now, as far as like just the story itself, the missions are great, but it seems kind of more very predictable, and like they threw just a bunch of stuff together from past Call of Duties and didn't really give a whole lot of new storytelling. It seems just like a little bit of a recycling gameplay style for what's there. Unfortunately, that to me is a big kind of miss. I personally, I love Call of Duty games. They've been some of my favorite, and it's one of my longtime favorite series that's ever really hit the consoles. And like even still to this date, I love this whole series. It gives a little bit of like a homage to some of the later missions and earlier Call of Duty Modern Warfare-esque series games that you get to play. I'm gonna put a cutscene here just so you can kind of see a little bit of what I was talking about there. We'll kind of jump to just like a middle one. It's not gonna ruin too much, but I'm gonna mute the volume so it doesn't spoil the story. The missions connect, and it seems like you're working toward a goal, but the story kind of builds up for me for something that I wanted more by the time I was done. And the game does that traditional Call of Duty cliffhanger, like, hey, there's probably something more to come. Let's be honest, there's something more to come. It's what all Call of Duties do. But it's just one of those, like, I always wanted more than what was delivered, but what was delivered was great. It's kind of like wanting a chocolate cake at the end of a nice fancy dinner, and you're given like a chocolate brownie that tastes amazing, but it wasn't the cake you were wanting. And that's kind of the vibe that this game left me feeling. It gave me what I wanted, but didn't give me enough of what I wanted to feel like I got what I wanted out of the whole ordeal. And, that's kind of it in a nutshell with how this game worked for me. I love, outside of everything beyond that, like visuals, this game is stunning. Audio, stunning. Just everything comes together and works well. It's just the hype and really the grand stature of what Call of Duty delivers and strives to be. I felt like we're missing a little bit there, unfortunately for me, than really what was delivered. Outside of that, though, I definitely think this is an enjoyable game that any Call of Duty fan will have a great time and not really complain picking up or not having a great experience, but it is still something that I think is going to leave a lot of players wanting more. I think that more may get more fulfilled with, multiplayer and Warzone, obviously, and those updated improvements, but what's left within the story just became very, predictable. I wasn't really surprised by the people that did certain actions that they did and people who didn't do certain things, and it became very readable, which is kind of a tone that most Call of Duty games have had for many years now, is you kind of can predict what's coming. But that's kind of my thoughts and opinions. If you have any questions, want to know more, or have a differing opinion, please let me know down below in the comments. I'm not really going to give an opinion of buy, sell, pass. I'm very biased. I love Call of Duties. I'm always going to say buy these all the time. It's a great campaign, don't get me wrong, but I'm still left wanting more, and what was delivered, didn't quite hit what I was hoping to have delivered. You know, it's a great nostalgic piece, but predictable in a sense. Outside of that, that's my thoughts on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's campaign/single player. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate you hitting the thumbs up. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel, and if you have a differing opinion or want to talk more about the game, drop a message down in the comments or hit me up on our Discord. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time.